Hi, Pam. I'm running a couple minutes late, I think. But what else is new, right? So how are you this morning? Get some people on here. Hi, Gail. How are you? Comes Moxie running down the steps. She hears me talking, so she'll be up here to get in the way, I'm sure. She's my... Whoops. I'm moving the camera. That's not even her. She's my crazy girl. Hi, Sharon. Sharon's on, so we're getting some. Libby. Hi, Libby. Happy Tuesday. It's a nice Tuesday. It's muggy. Do you guys know I have not turned my air conditioner on yet? Have not. Today might be the day. Floyd's like, let's leave it off as long as we can. And I'm like, okay. I'm glad my basement's cool. I'll just stay in the basement. So anyway, I want to make sure that it's working on Stamp Crazy VIP. I better do that real quick. Yep, it's there. Good job. Good job. You haven't turned yours on either, Pam? Good for you. Yeah, Floyd goes, let's leave it off as long as we can. And I'm like, okay, we're going to. He's the one that's outside working and stuff. So if he comes in and he doesn't want it open, I like open windows and fresh air too. I love it. I wish we had weather that we could just do that all year long. I open my windows as soon as I can. Even in the winter, I'll crack one open a little bit just to get some fresh air in. I like it. So anyway, I'm going to get started. So, y'all know what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World, but I have to say it anyway. I hope you guys watch my Saturday video on the Berry Botanical Vellum. I'm going to show you the cards because I was really, really impressed with my cards. Sometimes I'm not so. Thank you, Sharon, for the comment. I really, oh, I'm getting a group video call right now. I guess I'm not doing that, am I? Anyway, I did, and I really liked what I did. So I'm going to show them to you today, just in case you missed the video, with that vellum that you can get for $5 with a $75 order. You know about the starter kit offers with the stamp pads, which is a great deal. You know what? I'm going to have to refresh for comments too. But I can see them on my phone for right now because I got my phone facing me. So I can see them. But anyway, about the starter offer, you know, if you want to order the stamp pads, join, and you don't have to sign a contract. That way you can join, and then you can go back off if you want to. So that's a great deal. And then we have our May for the girls I'm in my collaborate with, our May video and 2 additional PDFs for a $50 order or more. So that coincides with the $75 order for the product of the month. Joining, you know, whatever you do, if you do that under me, then you get that for free. And I hope, I forgot to announce, but I did it Saturday. Since my videos on Tuesday and Wednesday are at 10 o'clock, I'm moving my Simply Saturday video to 10 o'clock too. So you only have to remember one time for all 3 videos. It just makes it easier that way. So that is that news, which is really nothing new. But I do have to tell you, if you're a demonstrator and you have not went on, Moxie's moving my camera because she's cleaning her feet. Moxie, Could you go take a bath elsewhere, please? Oh my gosh. But if you're a demonstrator, you need to go see the new July online exclusives. We get to pre-order those as demonstrators. What's coming out in July, we get to pre-order now. And it's the best. It's got Christmas stuff, Halloween stuff, fall stuff, everyday stuff. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and it's just, I thought it was really good. I'm refreshing my page before I start my card. I don't know what this is about this stupid stuff, but it's stupid, stupid, stupid. So, Marion and Sharon and Amy. I look fresh this morning. Well, thank you. I don't wear shirts that are almost sleeveless anymore. But I tell you what, I was warm, which is unusual. I even have Bermuda shorts on instead of longer capris. So I'm ready for the heat today. I have to go get a haircut at 2 o'clock. I'm just going to have her trim it up. We're going to leave it pretty much the same and just trim it up. So I like that. I'm going to turn the camera down. You'll see the card that we're going to make, but then I'm going to show you the vellum cards real quick. So there's Peanut. She's going to take a nap. She just had some catnip. So would you quit kicking the camera though, please? I'm going to have to nail the camera down just so that she will quit kicking it. My. So here's the card I'm going to make. I'm using the, it's called Aflutter stamp set and punch. And I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using vellum circles, some DSP, the in color DSP. And then this is part of the stamp also. So I'm going to be doing this. But before I do that, I want to show you. Here's a card I did with the vellum, the botanical vellum. And this is like a fresh freesia color. And I have fresh freesia behind it. And then I did a white circle with the flowers. Now you can see the flowers. I did nothing to that. I just punched it out. Put it on that white circle, popped it up, added some twine, put some sequins on it, and a sentiment. It was done. So, and I didn't do anything to the inside of it. And then I did this one, which it's all the vellum. This is a piece of the vellum, the Peaceful Pine. This is the same piece of vellum as here, but I used the white gel pen. Can you see that on the card? The white gel pen is used on the berries, the flowers, the buds, the leaf. I just added some highlights of the gel pen because it dries really nice on here. And that's what I added to this with a little sentiment, with a little piece of ribbon. And then on the inside, I just brought this in to look like this out here. And that was just a scrap I had. So anyway, that is the cards that I made with that vellum. And I think it's really, really pretty. Really pretty. I do have the PDF out for, it'll come up at 10:30 for our card today. This is making this card. Now, I'm going to do something a little different with one of the other cards. So it won't be on here, so you might want to take note. All the measurements, though, are the same. I didn't change any measurements. So, and I know that's a big thing for everybody is to make sure you have the measurements. So I'll leave it like that. Now I gotta go over here and get my stuff. I used the Spotlight on Nature dies, and I use this die here that's got this border around it. I used the larger one of the two. It's right here. And I cut two of them, one out of the color, one out of white. So that's what I did with those. Come on. There we go. So I did that with those. Let's just stick these out of the way. And then here's the paper. Now, our paper used to come 6x6, you know, for all like the settles, the regals, the in colors. It's now 12x12. And you get plenty of sheets. I don't have a hold of all of them. But what you get in each color is, I'm going to pull out a color. I haven't used this color, so I know it's full. Let's do that. This is the Golden Glow. So you get 2 sheets. This, and the back looks like this. Which I will use this paper in a shoebox swap, and it was really pretty. And then you have, wait a minute, you get 4 sheets. Those 2 and these 2, which are big polka dots and little polka dots. And I love polka dots, so that drew me to the papers. And that's what you get. You get 4 each of the 5-in colors. So, and I think it runs like $19, but in the long run, you get more out of your paper, especially if you're cutting it up. So, I know it sounds like a lot more, but you'll get more use, I think, out of it. I'm working with it to see how I do. Here is our card. Now what we're going to do is removing everything out of the way. I have too much in the way. We're going to do 2 cards because I'm going to do one like I did, and then I'm going to do just a little extra something on the other one. So I chose for today's cards to use Peaceful Pine and Hydrangea Hue because this is everybody's favorite color. So I wanted to incorporate it into the design. And Peaceful Pine I'm using, and we'll be using another color for the butterflies to show how you can do that, especially with Peaceful Pine, because it is always so pretty. All right, girls. Whew, that was a lot of talking. Not that I can't talk, but, you know, it is what it is, right? Hi, darling. Ramona, I see you're on. I tell you what, I'm so mad at Facebook, but what can I do? There's nothing I can do about it. But be mad and be grumpy, and I don't want to be grumpy. So I'll just keep refreshing like a good little girl. You ordered that vellum rose. I tell you what, it is so pretty. I'm going to fold both my cards. And I use the thick basic white for my card bases. I think they stand up better if you want to stand your card up like on a mantle or entertainment center, wherever you like to do that. So what I'm going to do is this piece is just going to get glued onto each card. Nothing fancy here. Nothing fancy here, except for me and Moxie. Moxie's sleeping. Her catnip worked. Darla, I am addicted to these new ink colors. I am telling you. I think they're one of the best they've brought out in a long time. But they're my colors, too. You know how everybody's drawn to certain colors. And they are my colors. So we're going to glue that on. My nose is itching. You know what my mom used to say when your nose was itching? I can remember this from being a little girl. You'd say, Mom, my nose itches or whatever. And she'd say, that means someone's hind end's in trouble. It was usually the one that the nose was itching. She'd say that all the time. She had some of the funniest sayings. We still laugh about her and her sayings. Okay, there is those 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the butterflies. So the butterflies, here's what the stamp set looks like. And they come 3, just like what the punch looks like. This is your punch. But I tell you what I like to do, and I didn't get an extra scrap out, but I'm going to say that this is just easy to do. Let me get a scrap. And I need to keep it in with my stamp set, actually, so that I have it. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to punch these butterflies out. I could have stamped them and had an extra set of butterflies, but I'm just showing you guys what I do. Okay? And I'm going to take my butterflies. I got everything out over here. So I'm going to take my butterfly stamp and I'm going to lay it in this, and they will lock in where your butterflies are. So you know you have that exactly like the punch, okay? So when you know how sometimes when you can take and put your stamp on, you might take it without thinking about it and kind of move like that over a little bit or whatever. And you don't want to do that with doing these. It won't line up as well. You'll fight with it. So if I just lay that in this little template I made and then put these on, I know that it's going to match my stamp. My punch. These are like, ugh. So I'm just going to do this one to make sure. And you just lock them in their little space. And there you go. Keep this. I'm going to put this right now into the back of my stamp set. And then that way I know that I have that. Voila, voila. That was a good idea, wasn't it? And I just basically thought of that. So, yeah, I heard that one too, Ramona. Somebody's talking about you. Well, if they're talking about me, they're leaving somebody else alone. That's what I always used to say. But anyway, I am going to take the outline stamp and I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to have to be very truthful here today. I really like our hybrid pad. I mean, I do like it and everything, but last night I was trying to stamp these butterflies. I stamped it on my glass mat. They didn't give good coverage. I got out a piercing mat to lay them on to see if that did a little bit more giving. It did not. I don't know if I'm going to add some ink to it and try it again. But for today's video, I am using my Memento pad because I got it out and I stamped with it and it stamped perfect. So I love Stampin' Up, but I'm going to have to play with that pad. That's all I can say. But I just want to let you guys know about that. So if you have trouble with it, and I'm going to ink this up. I can't even see where I'm at over here. Let's go back up. There we go. I'm going to ink this up. Just make sure I get it inked good. And I'm going to stamp towards the bottom. And I'm going to do it on the other piece also. Those butterflies just look very pretty in black and white. Can you see them really good? Let me get that out of the way. See the detail on them? How pretty they are. So, there is that stamp. Clean it before I get all yucky with the stamp. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take for the blue one, I'm going to get out some Golden Glow. And I'm going to get out the Hydrangea Hue. Watch me get ink all over that card. That'd be a nice thing, wouldn't it? Let's move it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these stamps and I'm going to stamp them in the Hydrangea Hue. and they look pretty well stamped. Then I'm going to take a little brush. I bought these little brushes off of Amazon. They're actually made by Spellbinders. And I am going to go into the hydrangea, or the Golden Glow. And then I'm just going to rub off that big spot. And I'm going to tap that right in the center of my card. Or my butterflies. Okay, that's done. So now I'm going to take, and these line up very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to line these up. And they do line up. You can see very well with that. I'm going to stamp it down. Let the ink soak in there just for a minute. And you can't see, you just see a little bit of the yellow around the edges of it. But it just makes his center glow a little bit, which I kind of like that. So I just do that way. That is on your directions. That is not anything that I added new to this. So now I'm going to put these back together so I can keep them out of my way. Now I have to tell you, when you've got this down here, round your corner. Makes it much easier to get your stamp to line up. I'm going to take this in here, and then I am just going to, I'm going to have to take just a little bit more off because I got it up a little bit too high. Let's see if that works. Okay, and now I'm just going to line that up. And it will line up. And I forgot. I got to color these again because I forgot I need six of them. So let's do that one more time. One more time for this card. The other card, I won't have to do it like this. Do it like this. Let's get him out again. Put him in the hydrangea hue. Then I'll take my brush I had. Put it in there, wipe it off a little bit. Do it again. Wipe it off. There we go. Had to do that again, so might be nice. Oh, I'm going to put them on here. So I'm just going to line them up, and you can see how easy, whoops, they line up. Yeah, you can. You see me go, whoops. So, here we go again. Get these pads covered up. I am going to cut these out. I think these are going to line up without me doing that corner. There they go. Okay. So, I must have had them down lower. Yay. You know, sometimes you'll get the hang of where you need to put them after you've stamped them 1,000 times. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to bring this one back in with the black and stamp them so that can be drying for a few minutes, because I am not going to ink them up with the other stamp. I love the way they stamp. But I lost control of my video here. You know what? I'm going to try something else on my video. Let me see if it does this. That was weird. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this one first while these dry a little bit, okay? Y'all are probably wondering what I'm doing. I really do know what I'm doing. Might not seem like it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 3 prettiest butterflies, which are these. I have 2 circles that I cut out, a white one and a blue one. And I am going to stamp fluttering by to say hi. I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to put the word friend on there. And I want to put my word friend right here in the center. There we go. So now we have that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to eyeball. I'm going to use my big scissors, makes one cut. I'm going to take and I'm just going to cut this in half. Now you can measure it if you're really particular, I'll say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these back behind here. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue in here because that won't be seen, and I'm going to add it right here. Okay. So we got that one added. Let's put some glue on this one. Okay, I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I don't think I left any out because I used the scrap of one of my pages last night, so I'm just going to add these to that. And I wasn't real particular about where my blue circles went when I got them on there. As you can tell, they're not like evenly spaced, and that is okay. This is going to go on here at an angle, and I'm going to put it right up here in this corner. Okay, then what I'm going to do, here's the little other part where there's white showing on here where I didn't get that exactly even. I don't want all that white to show, so, and it's going to be under the vellum, so I'm not real worried about it as far as getting it perfect. I got ink on my fingers. So, but I just trimmed some of the white off because I really don't want all that to be seen if I can help it. And I don't mind cutting it. That one's okay. So now what I'm going to do, I got one of each size, just like they are on the punch. And I'm going to put my little one, so I'm going to have this like how it's going to be set. So I think I'll put my little one up here, because he's going to fit perfect right in that area when this is straight. And then I think I will put my big one over here. Angle him a little bit. And then I will put this one about right in here. That looks good. Even though it turned, I know that it'll be fine. So now what I do is I just pick this up in the general vicinity, which is right here, because I looked at my little circles to make sure which one it was by. And I just add some glue and stick it down. Going to do the same here. And you don't need much. He's going to be covered up anyway. That squirted out, so I'm going to move him up. And then this one, I'll do the same. So there we go. We have 3 butterflies. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take he needs to come down just a little bit if I can get him to come down. Just a little bit, guys, just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to add glue behind this circle. Because it won't be seen. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to lay this down here. And I have my butterflies behind my page. Then I'm going to take these 3 and I'm going to add them to my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one over here, and I'm kind of where these don't meet as well, that's where my butterflies are going to try to hide a little bit of that. And they'll sit up. Put one over here. And I'm just gluing it down onto the white. Just push it with your finger so it stays down. And then I'll put my last one on. So I'm just going in the center. He's going to go up here. Sure he is. There he goes. Then I'm going to take, I had to hide the ribbon from the cat. My cat loves ribbon. Oh my gosh, does she ever love ribbon. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to hold that, pull on my left string, and then I'm going to cut it short. I got that one shorter. I always do that. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on it. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the other butterflies. So I am going to add that right there. Let's finish this card really quick. I have, let me find them. They're right here. I have these teeny tiny butterflies. I'm going to get out the blue, the hydrangea hue blue ink. And I'm just going to tap those on there. And I'm going to add them to my card. Now what you can do with that, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to get my black back out for a second. Just put my finger in it again. Oh, I don't know why I do that all the time, but I'm going to need a piece of scrap. And I'm going to take this little little thingy. That's what I call it. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to take that. I stamped off. I'm going to take it and I'm going to line it up in these butterflies a little bit. Oh, Roxy, really? And I just line it up with the top. I try to center it on the butterflies. And I stamp. And they have a little line going down the center of them. Can you see that on the video? I hope. And that's what I do. And then I'm going to add embellishments to this, and then I'm going to do the green card. Leave all the pieces of stamps sitting here until I'm done. And oh my goodness. You know, we got the, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our new glitter pens. We only have them out in the in colors now, but they are in stock. I'm wiping my hands real quick, guys, because I do have a bunch of ink on me. I'm going to do it again, but we'll start fresh with the ink. I'm going to bring in the pearls here. And I'm going to use the one right there. Oops, didn't get him. Come on, guy, come on. One right down here. And then one, maybe, I think I'll put two right there. And then I'm going to take the Barely Blush, and I'm going to put, just kind of makes it glow down here. So I got 5 of them on there. So that's that card. So now we have our butterflies ready over here. So before I punch them, I'm going to color them. And I'm going to color them with the crisp cantaloupe to put on the green, because it shows up very well, is why. I knew I had my lid. I knew I had it. So here are the pens. And where is my... Moxie, did you take my piece of... Sure you did. I don't know what you did with it, but... Sure you did. She took my paper towel. She's probably laying on it. So, I'll just get another one. So I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. And when you do these, well, let me show you. I'm going to do... They're just like using the Wink of Stella. You're going to undo this, take this white ring out. It won't work if you leave it. Throw that in the garbage. You're going to close it back up. I'll get this one started. I've already started the other one. I shake it a little bit. You squeeze, this is soft. You just squeeze this area. You'll see the paint, the ink, start coming down. Takes it a few minutes. Come on. Don't make a liar out of me. That wouldn't be good. Well. Yeah, I think it's coming. It's coming. There we go. There, now we got it in there. And you'll see it come into the brush. And then let me take one of these scraps. Here's the hydrangea hue. It's really shimmery, and it's the ink color, okay? But I am going to use the I'm going to be using the crisp cantaloupe because it's nice and bright when you do this. And all you got to do is just color like you're coloring with a Stampin' Blend or something. You know, you just color your pieces. And it gives it the color, plus it gives it that nice shimmer. So you can use these to color anything. They're supposed to bring them out next year in all the colors, I think. See how pretty that looks? You just color away. Now, if you don't like to color, you might want to just use the stamps. I don't know. I like the glitter in these. I think they're really pretty. So make sure you share my video and that, because somebody will get this glittery card. Oh, did you see me hit that? That's not going to matter if it's outside the line a little bit. And as you see, I'm not having to squeeze. Keep squeezing that. It's running now. It's keeping my brush full. Now, when you start it the next time, you know, if you've had it lay these flat. And if you might have to squeeze a little bit onto a paper towel. Now, if I wanted to, I could take this like the middle of the butterfly here. If I go back over that again, after it's dried, see how that middle got darker? And you can do that anywhere you want to do to darken up some of your pieces on your butterfly. And there we go. Okay, those are done. Well, I gotta do these, don't I? But I wanted to show. I wanted to show these so people would know what they're about. I hate we only have the 5 colors right now, but at least they're nice colors. But when they bring them out, can you think about it like in a purple and a pretty pink and red and all of that, that all you could do with these? And you could use 2 different colors on here also. That's not going to hurt anything. Should have had part of these colored and done, but I didn't. So it really depends on how much time you want to put into it. If you like the color, I love to color, so it's right up my alley. These butterflies are going to go underneath, so I'm kind of just going around each of them, touching it to make spots a little darker all over on them, because I want them to really show up. Okay, let's punch. Yeah, let's punch as soon as we find the punch. See if I can do that without rounding my corner today. No, it says no. Round the corner. There we go. There's the 3 for my cut that little piece off. And here's my inside ones. around the corner. Thought I... So there we go. Okay, we're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. I'm going to cut this in half, or thereabouts. I'm going to add glue. This is the fast part. Okay, I'm going to stamp my saying. And I'm going to stamp my saying on this one in the Peaceful Pine. So... should have stamped it first, but I didn't. Oops. Okay, so we stamped it in the Peaceful Pine. While that's out, I'm going to take and do my butterflies inside. As long as I don't get ink on the sides, I can rock these little stamps. And that's one thing I like about them. When you can see through them, you know, you don't have ink on the sides, you can rock these little stamps a little bit. I know everybody tells you not to rock. Don't rock it on your pad. Make sure there's no ink around anywhere. Stamp off. I don't want that real dark. Although on here, I don't think it would matter. And there we go. So that's inked. That's, I'm going to crease that again since I've had it wide open so it'll stay shut while I'm doing this. Let's add some dimensionals. Sounds like my husband's coming home. Sounds like he has someone with him. He's probably going to come to ask me a question. Now I'm going to show you another thing that you could do is you could go ahead and glue this on.
Lucy, I'm home.
Okay. I'm videoing. I'm doing my video.
Okay.
Whoa. You could go ahead and glue this on if you wanted to. I'm just showing you a couple different things. Then you could go ahead and add your butterflies underneath. Just put a little bit of ink on there and take and slide that under and push it down. You can do that. If that feels faster to you, that's a good thing to do. The cases are a magnet, Ramona. these cases. They will stick together. See them? You open them, and these two are a magnet. And you can hear them click. But you can stack them all like this, and they're magnetic, so they just stay together. It's pretty good if you're going to like a crop or something. That way you have them together, per se. Okay, I'm going to put my butterflies on my card. I'm basically going to do the same thing that I did before. Actually, I'm going to put the little one there. I think he'll go there. Left a spot. I'll stick it there, and then I'll fluff it up. I think I'm not going to put a ribbon on this one. Let's do something a little different. Okay, we'll leave those on there for a minute. I'm going to get my little dots back out. I put it back where it goes. And I'm going to use my green dots. I'll put one right forwards. Bent backwards. Come on. Well, it wants to fight. It doesn't want to come off of there. Come on. And instead of the blush, I am going to put 2 of the Calypso Coral down here. So, and then I can take and fluff these up a little bit. There we go. And then we have the inside. So that is the 2 cards, and this is the new glitter paints, pens. They come in the 5 colors. They're pretty big. And actually, I think if this emptied, you could probably take this off. Pull this out, and you could add some re-inker with some really fine glitter. Really fine. Get that real ultra fine glitter and stick in there. That would be good. So, I think you can refill them even though there's no refills for them. I think you'd be able to if they started running low. I'm going to try it when mine start running low. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I am going to, on June 5th, I think you probably heard me talk about Indigo Hippo. It's here in Hamilton. It's on Schuler Avenue. It is an old firehouse. The address is 1224 Schuler. On Friday night, June 5th, I'm going to have a come craft with me. You can bring anything you want to craft. They have tables set up towards the front. They have all their used craft supplies all set up that you can buy really cheap. They take everything by donation, and they price it really reasonable, and they resell it, and all the money goes back into the community. So I am going to do, just to see, you know, maybe get some people in, we can craft. A few of us have been going on Friday nights anyway. We've gone 3 Friday nights, and we absolutely enjoy going down there and just sitting together and talking and crafting. And, you know, we've even met customers that come in and all of that. So it's just developing friendship with the community. And so I invite all of you. I'm going to be putting a flyer up about it. But that will be June 5th from 5 to 8. That's the hours they are open on Friday nights. So you'll be hearing a little bit more about that. So here are our cards. There's another one floating around. Are you sitting on? No, it's right here. So I say, is she sitting on it? So there's my 3 cards. Okay. And the crisp cantaloupe I already made, and I made the other 2 today. I hope you like them. I'm refreshing just to see any comments here. And yeah, you could do that too. Add the ink refill and some Wink Stella. But, you know, just as long as you use the ink refill and the color, and then, you know, like you said, you could add a little bit of Wink Stella. You could add ultrafine glitter, which I have a lot of that. So, you can add that stuff into there. And that I think it'll work. I'm going to try it. And Ramona, yes, those were the new stamp pads. We only have them out in 5 colors. They will all be out in all the colors next May when they bring out the catalog. I think they're all going to come out in May next year of 27. Because they have to make sure everything looks alike, you know, once they get them made and stuff like that. They have to compare and do all that, so that's fun. So, anyway, I also want to tell you, if you like the silly old bear paper, the Winnie the Pooh looking paper and stuff, it's back in stock. I was on there this morning and they have all that back in stock because it was out. And it is the funnest stuff to use. The silly old bear, that's an online exclusive. So, the butterflies in the catalog. And the butterfly and the punch. You can get the sayings, which are on the stamp set with the butterflies, and then you can get the punch as a combo. I think it's like right around $39 or something like that for the combo, which I think is really reasonable because punch is usually around $23 or $25, I think. So anyway, you can get that as a bundle. And that, if you like the in colors, buy that in color paper. It's neat. I'm going to be trying to use that a lot too. I'm trying to use the stuff I bought. You know. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see, you know. But I am looking to see if anybody has said anything else. Jesse, you come down on Friday and on June 5th. I'm not going to be there this week. I have a grandson graduating tomorrow, a granddaughter graduating on Thursday. I have a graduation party for my pastor's son on Saturday evening, and I have my grandson's graduation party on Sunday. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fit that in this week. If I do, it's because I want to just go over there, sit and relax and see if I can replenish some of my brain. So anyway, there we go. That's our cards. I took over a lot more time than I usually do, but I just wanted to show you these glimmer pins along with the how to stamp with the stamp. I did not use, there's a solid stamp. I did not use the solid stamp, but you could stamp them in solid colors if you wanted. So there is that too. Alrighty, I am done. I'm cooked. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. These are all that I have for you today. I got some other stuff I need to do in craft, and I need to make phone calls, and I hate phone calls. So I need to make phone calls. I like phone calls if I'm talking to people. I do not like it when I'm talking to doctor's offices and stuff like that. And that's what I have to do today. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I hope it's sunshining wherever you are. It is here for now. We're going to get rain later on tonight. But I'm going to enjoy some of that sunshine while I can. And I will talk to you all later, okay? Be creative when you can and show me what you make. And even if you don't have this punch, use this idea and make something, even with a flower. You know, you can use a die cut or whatever. Just show me what you could come up with. I would love to see it. So I will be talking to all of you later, okay? Bye-bye.